today. We thank you for everyone that was able to make it. We pray that everyone had a good time worshiping this morning and will have a great rest of the day. Amen.
It's nice to hear some excitement from the audience today. Are you excited about what's going on? You see that? We have fixed my stand. Maybe not. They were not moving too far because they were all. So hopefully you grabbed a piece of paper, hopefully you grabbed a pen, hopefully you have a Bible, hopefully you didn't have to grab a Bible, but if you didn't, you can grab one of those as well. Reminder, I know Josh talked about the timer this morning a little bit for how we get things rolling in the morning here, but remember too, it's nice, especially Sunday mornings, to bring your own Bible with you so that when something comes up in the scripture we're talking about, you can take notes, and you can write things down so you can go back and remind yourself of things. We are starting a new series this morning. Jerry, can you hit the lights for me? I feel like I'm in the dark, which maybe I am, but it's awesome. Thank you. Things are blinking. Okay. Whoa, screens are going on and off, all kinds of flickering going on. We're starting a new series this morning, following along with what Big Church is doing. They started this last week, and we're going to jump in this week and follow along. Grateful, thankful, and blessed. And as you look at that, hopefully it makes sense. Like they said last week, you know, how hard could it be to pick out a series topic, but Thanksgiving over Thanksgiving, right? So we're going to go with that and keep it simple, I guess, is the best thing to put it. So this morning we're talking about yes, all right? And with it being, I don't know about you guys, a little early for me, but any of you guys go to stores lately? Like, been to a Best Buy, been to a whatever? What do you see when you walk into a store today? It's Christmas already. Everywhere I turn is Christmas. Matter of fact, I've told you guys before, because of my other life, I frequent Home Depot. Christmas started the day before Halloween this year. It's like every year it just gets earlier and earlier. I don't know, just because they want us to buy a bunch of presents, I guess. So, I mean, I have, you know, 3 grandkids. I was amazed. My wife, Jody, actually said yesterday, I think we've completed Christmas shopping for the grandkids already. And I went, well, that's early. We haven't even Thanksgiving yet. So what brought up a thought for me, talking about being thankful this morning, and thinking about the topic we're going to talk about today is, how do you receive a gift? So how do you receive a gift? Makes a difference. The Bible, the story we're going to look at today is in Luke, but we're talking about how you should receive a gift, all right? How do you do that? And there is, obviously, the Bible tells us correctly to do that. So when I got thinking about that, I got thinking about some of you right now, because Christmas has started so early, may have already, this may not be, there it is, started a Christmas wish list. Are you guys too old for Christmas wish lists? You don't do these anymore? You know, aunts, uncles, and relatives or whatever ask what maybe you want for Christmas. Maybe they ask your parents, because they don't ask you anymore. But your parents come to you and go, you know, these people ask me what you might want for Christmas, so I need you to tell me those things might be. You only got a comment, question? Okay?
Nowadays, I hate writing. I just tell them for what they usually spend on Christmas presents.
What you want?
Just send the money so I can buy what I want.
That's a good point. Okay, so that's a great one. And I'll lead into something, an example of my family, how we do some things differently. But I get that, okay? But oftentimes that's not what they're looking for, is the money. What can I get for you? So oftentimes maybe you don't do this anymore, where you sit down and maybe it's a text message and all, rather because nobody wants to write on a piece of paper anymore. But maybe you make a list. I know that's what we did growing up, and I still ask my kids, you know, who are now all adults, only by age, you know, what is it you want for Christmas? Okay? We've changed things a little bit in my household in the last 4 years, because maybe longer than that. They know, like, just how much we spend. So they go do their Christmas shopping for me, and I just hand them cash and go, just make sure you buy what you want. That way you don't complain about it. and Christmas is nullified, isn't as surprising as what you might think. But they're pretty thankful because they always get what they want. So that's one way of doing it. But I'm gonna guess most of you aren't there. Most people are gonna get to a Christmas tree, and you're either gonna be excited about what you get, or you're gonna be disappointed in what you get, right? Anybody ever gotten a present that they're not thrilled about? Yeah, yeah. I've had a few of those. Anybody got a present that you're ecstatic about getting? Yeah? Maybe you got them too? All right, so we're going to look at a couple of those this morning for myself. You guys can look at that. I listed on your paper if you're taking notes. What is your favorite Christmas present you got? Maybe not Christmas present, specifically said present. What's your favorite present you've ever received? And I'll share that story in a minute. So I want to know, I have two videos to show right away. One of them is possibly how you should receive a gift. Maybe he goes a little over the top, but here, if you want to watch this one, hopefully this works.
Yeah.
So want to do?
Yeah.
Right now?
Sure. No, I'm kidding. No.
Thank you.
Finally,
What do you think it is?
I don't know. Oh, I know what it is. The Indian in the cover. Wait. It's to the family. Sorry, PlayStation. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yes.
No. Oh my God.
PlayStation 1.
Oh.
Yeah. PlayStation.
Wow, Santa House is PlayStation. Oh, a Sony PlayStation. I think I know what this is. A game. Oh, I knew it.
All right, so I've seen a few of them, and the other one I seen was the guy's so excited he could hardly even contain himself, but he was like 8, and his language was so bad I couldn't show it. But he was off the charts excited about what he got, okay? Kind of like this guy, oh, it's a PlayStation. Now, you can tell by the date it's an older video, so put your newest thing in there, what it might be, and how excited are you when you get a gift, right? So this kid opens his present. You think mom and dad were aware that they got the right gift? Pretty sure they knew right away that they got what the kid wanted, right? We did this with our kids. The Wii came out, and yes, I was one of those crazy parents that sat at Best Buy's front door in a line, waiting to hopefully be the person that got the ticket to be able to go buy this present for our kid.
You put apple juice in a little cup from the doctor's office as a joke and wrapped it up, and when you opened it,
Jokes don't count. I've done all kinds of those. Face it, that's part of what I do for a living. So yes, if you want to get the obnoxious ones, I've done a few of those as well, but I wasn't going to this one. But thanks for reminding me. But you know, the present that they really want, you get, okay? Now, I got an example of maybe the opposite for you.
they're all Christmas cards. She's smiling.
So you get a present like that, you quite frankly know you probably didn't get the right thing, right? So, kind of painful. And some of those might have been what my daughter just mentioned about apple juice in a cup. Maybe, I don't know if they got what they really wanted later or not. Don't care. It just really shows the example of maybe how you should react, not. Even if you get the bad gift, yes.
One time I watched this video on YouTube and it was for Christmas and this kid, so the parents got a box of an iPhone X and then the kid opened it and there wasn't even one in there. It was really funny.
How excited I got it. Done that. Been there, did that one, so but I like that. That's cool. Okay, so I got thinking about Christmas presents and presents I've gotten that I know I probably didn't react very well to. And one of them, I'll remember, I was in high school at the time, and now that I'm older and I'm buying presents for other people, I get that my aunt didn't have, it's not her fault. I mean, you look at it and go, what do you buy for some of these kids? You just don't know. So one of the presents I know that I probably didn't act as bad as these guys, but I know I probably just, the face, the look was, oh, let's go. So what was that? You guessed it. A pair of wool red socks. Right? I'm pretty sure I never wore them. I'm pretty sure I brought them home and my dad probably kept them because he would probably wear that kind of thing. I didn't. But that's one of the worst Christmas presents I remember growing up. Probably early high school years, and I was the only one opening the presents at the time. I remember vividly sitting on the couch, and I'm the only one in the room because everybody else is already gone, and that's what I got. And it's like, thank you. So probably didn't react right. The other one, Grandma, bless her heart, my grandma is the one that gave me my favorite Christmas present of all time, but she was notorious for giving bad Christmas gifts, okay? Which makes the good one even better. Right? Because bad Christmas gifts were like Euro lifesaver boxes wrapped in Christmas wrap, okay? And every one of us kids got one of these. So you knew when you opened up a present, that's what, it was the right size, you knew what, and so you just knew that's what you were going to get, right? And you try to put that face on. That's so awesome. And, this is probably my son's giving me a hard time because I hate pineapple. One of the flavors in there was pineapple. It probably ruined me for life. And he's like, no, this pineapple's great. Doesn't taste anything the same, does it?
So I have a quick funny story about that Lifesavers box, that same storybook box. When my brother and I, who's 3 years younger than me, were in elementary school, there was a gentleman who lived next door to us. He was a widower. It means his wife had passed away. And one year he gave us each one of these storybook boxes, Lifesavers, and we were pretty excited. And then the next year he brought us another Christmas gift, and it was the same. It was the same thing, 2 years in a row. And my younger brother, who at the time would have been like in second grade at the very oldest, said, "Why do you give us the same thing every year?" And that was the last year he brought us a gift.
So maybe the way you receive that makes it.
So yeah, being gracious is always noticed by the gift giver, regardless of what you think is going on.
Exactly. So my favorite all-time memory of Christmas came when I was your age. I was in 6th grade. Isaiah.
This kid over here, everybody, said that he told me that he ate candy that was a year old, that was expired.
Nice.
And I
All
think
right.
he's the disgustingest child in this.
Yep, all right. So we're going to move on. Thank you, Isaiah. If it doesn't have anything to do with what I'm talking about, then we're not going to keep going with it, okay? So for me, thank you, though. Regroup your thoughts. Thank you. So for me, my favorite, best memory of Christmas and Christmas presents that I got came when I was in the 6th grade. Okay, so about your age, some of you guys' age, right? And something I always wanted, wasn't exactly the style I wanted, but my grandma, the one who always gave me the candy, my sisters will tell you I was her favorite. Probably was. Can't blame her. I had 3 sisters, and I was the only grandson that she had, so I get it. And I'll take advantage of it. Whatever. Anyway, what do you want for Christmas? Well, I found a picture. Yes, I'm old. So, I wanted a dirt bike, right? You gotta remember, when I was in 6th grade, it was 78-ish, 76-ish. So it was a long time ago.
That's 1970.
Right, not just 76, right. I'm older than the dinosaurs. So you understand that? And by the way, my pet was a pterodactyl, so we could fly to school. But anyway. But this is what I had asked for. And so Christmas went through the whole thing. All my sisters opened their presents, got their candy boxes or whatever else I got. Don't break the care, don't remember. And I heard the words from my grandma and grandpa that said, oh, the words everybody wants to hear, right? Oh, your presence outside. Right? I'm excited because my presence outside, I know this has got to be big because my grandpa was a very, very large man. Okay? If my grandpa couldn't carry this in, there was no way it was coming in the house. Okay? I mean, he was huge. So, walk out there, and yes, what they pulled out of the back of their truck was this bike. And I loved it and rode it until I was well into high school. I thought it was the best thing in the world. So, anyway, sometimes you get those presents, and I know my grandma and grandpa knew they had done the right gift. They had gotten what I really wanted. And like I said, grateful, and I've told that story multiple times. It's one of those things I will remember forever. Okay? Write it down, ask me later. Okay? I gotta keep moving, and I gotta keep a roll on things, so thank you for raising your hand, and we will keep moving along because I'm running out of time. So, we want to jump into the Bible and look at a gift Jesus gave 10 people, okay? And we want to look at the reaction that these people gave in response to getting this gift, all right? So, look up 1 Thessalonians, look up Luke, read scripture first. Luke chapter 17, and I'm going to read 11 through 18. And I'll have more about the way you get there.
What was it again? Sorry.
Luke 17, verses 11 through 18. All right. On the way to Jerusalem, he passing along between Samaria and Galilee. And he was entered into a village. He was met by 10 lepers, who stood at a distance and lifted up their voices, saying, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. When he saw them, he said to them, Go and show yourselves to the priests. And as they went, they were cleansed. And one of them, when he had saw he had been healed, turned back, praising God with a loud voice. And he fell on his face at Jesus' feet, giving him thanks. Now he was a Samaritan. And Jesus answered, Were not 10 cleansed? Where are the 9? Was no one found to return and give praise to God except this foreigner? All right, so we want to look at that. So first thing I want to look at is so you understand what leprosy was and what this gift was. You might look at it and go, so they healed them of something. So if I look at leprosy Jesus' time, it's also called Hansen's disease. I don't know the changes or what that is, but that's where if you want to go Google it, you might find, okay? It's called. So, a couple things would happen. And here I got a picture of it. This is gross, so you don't want to look, but so you get these sores on you all over your body, okay? You get like the guy on the right, picture on the right, where it starts to scab up and looks white as snow. Leprosy, they say the Bible often had a white look to it. And you start losing the feeling in your fingers and areas on your skin where you were infected with this. To the point of, Pastor Matt used this as an example last week, like I said, there's historic history that says that there would be people that could put your hand on a hot stove and you wouldn't know it until you could smell the burning flesh. And you realize you have because you lose your feeling and you just it in your fingers. Okay? People that they have written down or known that they had rats chew their toes off because they couldn't feel them when they were sleeping. It was a distinct disease, or it still is, but they have a cure for it, right? And the Jews would think, and I'll get this out of there because it's a gross picture, you get physical deterioration. Literally things would fall off and fall apart, or it looked like gangrene and that type of thing, okay? There is a cure for this, and they used to think that it was passed on by touch. Like if I did this, I would pass it on to you, okay? But they've proven that's not totally true, and there is a cure for it. Okay, so, but I want to look at what this was in Jesus' time. So, it had physical deterioration, so there was a very painful disease. It was something they fought through. But the one thing in Jesus' time, if they were, hey guys, if they had leprosy, they are also told they couldn't be around normal people. So if I was to get leprosy, they would take me and put me in a separate village, and I wouldn't be able to have contact with my friends, my family, my wife, any of that. You'd be completely isolated. Okay? And they were told the reason they got it was because write them down, ask your discussion group later, I don't have time right now, sorry guys, that you'd have to, the reason you got it was because it was a judgment of God, and you had done worse sins than anybody else, and people would believe them, okay? The reason they got leprosy was because it was a judgment of God, all right? And they were isolated, they couldn't be a part of normal society. So when it says they were standing off in the distance and yelling to Jesus, right? It's because the other parts they would have would be the social isolation. And they were just separated. And then the third one I have for you is shame. And when I came in, the shame part of it was they were standing off at a distance yelling, Jesus, have mercy on me. Why? Because anytime they go into an area where somebody might be that wasn't affected with leprosy, they'd have to scream out at the top of their lungs, leper, unclean, say your distance type of, and tell people. They'd have to warn them that they couldn't be near them because they were unclean. And you wouldn't want to come in contact with them. So it was a horrible disease, okay? Horrible to the fact of, in multiple ways. You were ostracized, you were in pain, and you would feel your fingers and your toes, rats would eat your toes off, that type of mentality. Horrible, horrible disease. And here's these lepers trying to get healed, okay? And all they want to do is have Jesus have mercy on them. And the mercy part's pretty cool. When you think about it, they're standing off and yelling, Jesus, have mercy on us. What does mercy mean? Forgive, but also give me what I don't deserve, right? You deserve punishment. You deserve this. They understood. They felt like they were ostracized. They felt like they deserved that because they had sinned so bad, beyond worse than anybody else, that they felt they deserved the disease they had. But they wanted Jesus to heal them and have mercy on them for what they had done, rather than the punishment they were getting. Have mercy. Give me what I do not deserve. Please forgive us. Okay? The cool part about these guys as they go through. Gotta get my notes, sorry. They cry out for mercy. So that's back into where they were at there. So they cry out for mercy. The next page I got is this one. Those are. So think about these lepers. They asked Jesus to heal them. And what's he say? Does he go over and touch them? According to the scripture, it doesn't say anything about him going over and touching them or getting any closer to them. All he says is, go show yourself to the priest. Right? So, kind of weird. Why do you think he had to go show him the priest? Anybody know why he had to go show himself to the priest? Because the priest is the only one that could deem them as clean again. So, here's these 10 lepers, fingers falling off, whatever it might be, and Jesus says, hey, go show yourself to the priest. They weren't healed yet, right? Just go show yourself to the priest. Well, does that take some faith? Okay, well, he says go. We're not even allowed into the temple. How are we going to do this? But then lepers start going, right? So there's the step of faith and the step of obedience, right? They were obedient to what Jesus said. And they stepped out on faith going, you know what? Jesus told us to go. Jesus told us that he would heal us to go see the priest, so I'm going to go, right? Can you imagine going to the priest with all these spots on you, with 9 other people, and then looking over at the guy next to you and going, dude, his fingers just grew back, right? Would you not freak out? I mean, I think I'm this kid on the video screaming in joy going, oh my goodness, I can't even believe this is happening, right? The ecstatic feeling you have. And then start looking at your own self and noticing that, your skin is back to normal. And I have a view, a little different. Most of you have seen babies, right? Anybody picked up a baby? How soft they are, and how cool their complexion is. I think Jesus goes to that extent and gives these 10 full-grown men that are lepers the skin of an infant, just baby soft, like, whoa, dude, I don't know. I just can't see Jesus ever doing anything half-heartedly. Just see one of those things, And I just see these guys super ecstatic about doing it. Getting the best present they could ever get, right? Now they get to go back to their families, they get to go back to their children, they get to go back to their houses and back to jobs or whatever it might be. They're not ostracized anymore. And Jesus does that for them. Okay, so opens up a couple things. Right ways to receive a gift, as we look at it. Follow along here. Okay, I have just 2 of them. It comes from the same scripture again. So, first off, the Samaritan. By the way, you guys know what a Samaritan is? The Bible, what was a Samaritan? Okay, Samaritan, God had given instructions to the Jewish people to keep it a pure race, right? And the Samaritans were the people, the Jewish people that didn't abide by that law and went and intermarried with other people, typically non-godly people, okay? And they were dubbed Samaritans. So this is something that the Jews would look down upon. You have to realize when Jesus healed the lepers, he was with a bunch of Jewish people teaching them. So he's pointing out that all these people that were there, 9 of them should have come back, but the one that came back was the one that nobody expected to come back, right? And he's the one we get the example from. So he comes back, and the first thing he does is what? He thanks God. He thanks Jesus. He says, thank you. Thank you for doing this for me. Unbelievable. Thank you. Okay? And the next one is praise God for the gifts you get. Even me for getting that dirt bike when I was in the 6th grade. Yeah, my parents gave it to me, or my grandparents gave it to me, and I did thank them over me. Okay? But, according to the couple of scriptures I'm going to show next, you also have to remember that you should praise God. Because all good gifts ultimately come from God. You know that? All good gifts come from God. Look up James chapter 1, verse 17. Every good gift, every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change. All of our good gifts come from God directly, right? He knows what you need. He knows what you want. Sometimes he gives you those gifts. The way we respond is what we should be giving that praise and glory to God, as well as thanking him for the gifts, right? God really does want to see us excited about what we have. Kind of like Jesus said in this scripture, where are the other 9? Why are you the only one coming back to say thank you? So you look at our life and you go, man, how many gifts are we getting that we're not saying thank you for? You know, we take some things for granted with that. Okay? Next verse says, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Doesn't matter what it is your circumstances, God wants us to be thankful for it. He wants us to participate in thanking Him for what's going on in our lives. Thankful for what we get, thankful for things He's given us. All right? Watched a video this week on Facebook of all places to find it. There's a church that put this together, and I had to show it just because it really fits well with what we're talking about this morning, about being thankful and grateful for what you get. So watch the video.
Hey, Christine, you're here too. I love you.
I know. Dad, what's happening?
Under the power works. It's coming. It goes on and off. Whatever we want. It's got clean water. Oh, thanks. I know what this does. Bring down the glorious water. Shoes. Oh, what do we got here, guys? I don't know. You don't have to work? What's in here? For what?
Dad, be careful.
A car!
And don't forget your coffee. That is a good question.
So you think about the gifts you get and the things that maybe you take for granted, right? And there's so many of them that we do take for granted when you look around. And guys, it's funny how they go with this, in the simple things, but think about it. America is one of the few places in the world where you have running water. where you can turn the faucet on and actually water comes out. And you see some of the natural disasters that happen around us, and what's the first thing they're worried about? Water. They're shipping in bottled water from all over the place. That is a gift, right? Things God's given you is amazing. The fact that you got here today, could you imagine, just think for a minute, if you had to walk to church today? It's 12 degrees outside today, guys. It's cold. I don't want to walk to church, right? Some of those gifts that we get, it's amazing. And we take a lot of them for granted, and that's kind of funny to play on it, but think about the things God's given you and how we're supposed to respond, right? And then, in closing, and I got to wrap up quickly here, so our story, when you think about the lepers, okay? The leper's story is our story as well, all right? It may not just be the things we're supposed to be every day, but we are supposed to be. But let's think about what Jesus actually did for us, okay? Because if you think about the leper story, it's that it is our story. We all started off with a disease, the uncleanliness of sin, right? There was no way we can get to heaven. There's nothing we can do to please Jesus. We have a disease. We have a disease. It's called sin. And there's only one way around it, right? So with that, like the lepers, we cried out for mercy, didn't we? Dear Lord, I know I'm a sinner. Please forgive my sins. Come into my life. Cried out for mercy, right? Jesus was faithful just to forgive those sins. But we have to cry out for him first, like the lepers. Jesus called us to live in obedient faith, just like the lepers. Go. Go show yourself to the priest. They actually had to take the steps of faith. If you read a lot of the different testimonies of people that were healed, oftentimes Jesus would do something that would make you know that they believed he could do it. Right? The lady that got healed from the hemorrhage, she's walking through and just touched Jesus' clothes, and he knew she could heal her. She had to do something. She had faith to do it. I just had to go touch her head and get close to Jesus, and that's all I need to do, and I can be healed. Right? We have to be obedient. That's what Jesus calls us to. And the last is, because we are, we're cleansed. Right? We cry out to Jesus for mercy. He does that. And the ultimate response is, we're cleansed to a point now where we can be seen with Jesus. And we can go to heaven and be part of that life. Because he promises us that. So we're no different than those lepers. The point is, how excited are you about that gift? Are you going to be like the Samaritan that goes out and tells everybody, this is what I get to do, this is what I get, this is what I receive from God, this gift, along with some of the other gifts that you see every single day. God says we should be thankful. Right? Let's close in prayer. Dear Lord, I thank you for this morning, and I just thank you for the gifts you've given us. And I praise you, Father, for the blessings you have given us. And I pray, Father, you bless us this week.
Sam. Oh, it's live. Yeah, of course. Here, you in front of it. Go in front of it. Ow! Wait, it's been 45 minutes. See, it was close.